What up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Hope everybody's having a good day. Just going live for a little bit, tapping in. I'm over here cleaning up, watching YouTube videos. So not much going on. If you tapping in, drop your name and where you from and your channel in the chat. Today, I am everybody who drops in. I will subscribe to your channel and I will watch 3 of your videos. Spread some love. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Natural Locks HMB Studios. And check out our latest episode of Cupcake Combos. We have episode 2 of season 3, our Canna edition, where we given a lesson on mocktails, our Bud Tender series, lesson 1, making mocktails with Cupcake Combos TV for Love Buzz NYC and Social Wellness Lifestyles Teeth. Awesome collaboration. Let's see. Right now, I'm about to make me a smoothie. So if y'all hear a little grinding, that's all that's happening. No worries. I don't know what that noise is. That's pretty loud. Oh, I see, I see, I see. There's a lot going on. So I'm trying to figure out some things with the live. Like I'm on my computer going live, but oh, okay, there it is. There it is. I was trying to see how I can see how many people are on the stream for my screen and see how this works. But give me a second. I'm about to use my blender, so it's gonna be loud. Hey, where's my cup? Oh, let's see. So as you guys know, September is the month for New York Fashion Week. I don't I don't know if we're gonna be going to any Fashion Week shows this year. Haven't been in like a couple years, but we will definitely have some new content for you on Cupcake Combos TV with um, some of the past shows that we've been to. So I do have a lot of footage, a lot of BTS from some Fashion Week shows that I have attended, as well as that I have worked on. So I definitely would love to show you guys some of that info. And if there's anything that y'all would like to see, that y'all would like to hear about, if there's any place in New York City that you guys are interested in, that you would like me to go check out for you, hit me up. Drop a comment, email me at natural NATURALOCS boutique BOUTIQUE at gmail.com, or you can email us at 100millbrand HUNDREDMILLBRAND LLC at gmail.com, and just hit me up. Just hit me up. We are open to collabs. We are giving out promos and ad space on our podcast. And to get ad space with us and promos, we will not only promote on YouTube, but we'll promote on all of our social medias. We have about 5 different, actually like 7 different Instagrams, all together about 10, 11,000 followers all together, as well as we have several TikTok pages with about 3,000 followers, but our views and our reach is broad. Our highest viewed video on Instagram had about 300,000 viewers, and our highest viewed content on TikTok right now is at about 50,000 views and still climbing. So we do have reach. We do have the right people following our content. So it might not be the numbers that you may be looking for as far as who's following, but the right people are following and the right people are actually viewing the content. Natural Loss H&B Studios is deeply woven into the entertainment community when it comes to hair, makeup, wardrobe, set design, directors, producers, production assistants, location specialists, casting directors, um, models, actors, caterers, craft services. Like, we have our hands in every aspect of the entertainment business, as well as we have connections in every aspect. So if you want to be seen by the right people, if you want your stuff put into the right hands for whatever it is that you do that involves entertainment, hit us up. Natural Arts Boutique at gmail.com, Natural Loss Boutique at yahoo.com, and 100 Mill Brand LLC at gmail.com. Be right back, you guys. So I finished my smoothie. We did banana, 1% milk, banana, strawberry, apple, oatmeal. I think that was it. But mm-hmm. I gotta clean my camera. When I say it's horrible, camera's horrible. Let's see if that's better. Let's see. Such a delay. Let's see. All our plants. I feel like I need a straw. I don't know, y'all. Thinking about start doing more live streaming. I just don't know what y'all want to see. Like, y'all want to see me doing hair. Y'all want to see me doing makeup. Y'all want to see me building stuff. Y'all want to see me cooking. Like, what do y'all want to see me do? You can say everything. That's cool. But I honestly don't know how streamers can stream all day and be on camera all day. My life is dramatic, but it's not that dramatic. But I definitely could hit y'all with a lot of story time. But like most things and most people, telling my truth will definitely crush a lot of people's lives. That's a fact. But at what point do we care more about ourselves than we do how the next person feels because you had to tell your truth? They shouldn't have lied. If they were living an honest life and being honest people, then your truth shouldn't hurt. This is why I need a straw. So I walk around with a milk mustache the whole time. Let's see. This is, so it's raining today in New York. I got my window open so keep getting flies because this window is open, but you can see a little bit. My purple heart plants, all plants. Everything over here is my little in-home garden, ancestral pictures. This one is folded down. Show you guys. Which way is it? So this is my grandmother, my aunt, her father, my uncle, rest in peace, Uncle Larry. Then my dad, rest in peace, Daddy, looking just like my brother. And then this is his best, oh, this side. This is his best friend back in the day in the 60s. Oh, this is the 50s. He was known as Butchie from Brooklyn, from Bed-Stuy, Marcy Projects. If y'all know who Butchie is today or who Butchie grew up to be, drop it in the comments. If you know, you know. But yeah, they have. I forgot where they went. I think they went like to. It wasn't Coney Island, but maybe they went upstate somewhere. They went on a trip. But Harlem and Brooklyn's finest right here. So let's see. I'm gonna show you. So y'all keep up with me on TikTok and Instagram, and you know we do a lot of plants. So we got this is actually a bamboo, like a real bamboo outside bamboo stalk, not a lucky bamboo. And this has been in water for like 2 years, to be honest. It was in dirt, but then it like died while it was in dirt. So I ended up putting it in water to keep it alive, and it's just keep going. This here is a snake plant. So this actually was like a whole plant that had about 6 or 7 leaves. Last winter, it was in the window, and the roots ended up freezing. And when it thawed out, they were like really soggy and messed up. So um, to keep from losing the plant altogether, we cut all the leaves off, put them in water, propagated them, and as you can see, we got one, two growing on this side, and then on the other side we have two more little babies that popped up, and then I think that comes from that. I think there might be another one going. So one leaf, if you have a snake plant and your snake plant is going down, just cut the leaves off, put it in some water, and within about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll start seeing, something happen at the bottom. Gonna want to change the water every week though, because once it starts getting like really gooey and all of the algae starts to build up, it kind of stunts it. But I kept it under light, keep it in light for sure. Like you can do 24-hour light literally while you're propagating it. But all you need to propagate a snake plants is a leaf. Like you can literally go to your friend's house, cut one of their leaves off of their snake plant, and plop it right in some water. And this has been, I want to say February. So in February, I had maybe 6 leaves on that one plant. And so this is what I got off of one of the leaves. And let me see. These are 2 more. Like I said, there was about 6 or 7 leaves. And I use my old leaves that fall off my plants as like my own compost. I put them right back into my plants to help with the soil. But as you can see here, this cut leaf, it gave me 1, 2. And then this cut leaf here gave me, let's see, it's one on this side. And I want to say this is actually 2 down here on this side. But you don't have to plant it like this. Like you can actually take those sprouts and remove them from the main leaf and just plant those, and then put this main leaf back in the water and propagate it again. Like I can literally cut this shorter, I can cut this off, and I can propagate this and grow more. So that's the snake plant. Then we have, let me see, we got a lot. Uh, Here's another one that came from that same snake plant. You see this one, it was even dying on the top, but put it in the water, propagated it, and it has 2 new little pups growing there. So, and this all came from one snake plant. And I'm gonna see if I can get it right quick. My, my aloe plant. Almost the computer. Sorry, man. Okay, so let me get this aloe for you. I don't know. Can you see that far? I think I can see it. This is the mama. So this is Big Mama. This is Big Mama. This is my aloe plant. This is my first one. So when I first got her, she was about the size of this one here in the front. Now these are 2 pups that grew off of this mama. I'm gonna say they just started like in June. Oh, this little thing is heavy. And then there's another one grown on this side. So this big mama here, and these leaves are getting so wide, has 3 babies on her. But she has given me a total of about 15 new plants. So last year she gave me new plants, new aloe pups, maybe twice, I want to say. And I took them off and I repotted them, just like, an experiment to see how well they would grow once you separate it from the mother plant. And I will say that in doing that and taking them off early when they're real small, it takes a long time for them to grow. Like I said, these started growing in at about June, and this is almost September, and they're almost as tall as she is. Now, the ones that I took off last year, let's see if I can get her back. That's her permanent home right there in the window. That's why she blinked like that to where her source comes, but I don't want to move it because it's growing just fine. So last year, around this time, I took this off of her. So you can see, there's a little one in there. I don't know how well you can see, but then there's this one. In almost a year, this is how big this plant has gotten. And I took it off the mom when it was like about that small. So I'm able to see that little experiment tells me that leave them on the mother. If you have an aloe plant and it starts growing pups, leave them on the mother as long as you can. Because the longer you leave them on, the faster they will grow and the bigger they will get. So that's definitely an experiment that we had to figure that out. But to care for the aloe, real easy. They need a lot of light, but they don't need that much water. Your dirt can literally be dry, like desert dry, and that plant is still going to grow. What you'll start seeing though, if it doesn't have that many leaves on it, um, what it does is it's whatever water you give it, it stores it inside of the leaves. So when it's the dirt is dry, is literally living off of its reserve of water that it has. So the leaves will start to get thin. Um, when you touch them, they won't feel tight and plump. They'll feel, almost flat. Uh, if you go too long without water, that's a sign to let you know, okay, you need to give your baby some water. But like the mom, you can see those leaves are big. They are tight when you touch them. They're tight and very plump. That's how you know that your aloe is well fed. But you don't have to water it every day. You can go 3, 4, 5 days without giving it water. And when you do give it water, like it literally only needs like, let's say, a fourth cup of water will carry that plant for 3 or 4 days. If you give it too much water, it doesn't do well. Aloe is one of those plants. It's like the more you leave it alone and ignore it, the better it actually does. The more attention you pay to it, the more trying to make sure what just leave it, let it be, let it do its thing. When you remember, oh, I need to water my plant, go water it. It'll be fine. And let's see, here's another one. This is another aloe that came from that same mom as well. So there's just one in here. Yeah, there's just one in here. So this one is just as old as those last two that I showed you. Now, what I will say is if you do decide to, do the little experiment like I did, or if you're trying to farm aloe, um, and you want to, sell or give away your plants as the mom gives you new pups, which is generally like once or twice a year. It's not a consistent thing. Like once or twice a year, you'll get new aloe to grow from your mother plant. But if you're intending on, trying to profit off of them or give them away, and you want to go ahead and take them off small, when you do, just put them in water. Don't put them deep in water, just enough so that the roots are in water. Keep the water changed every week and just let it grow from there. And once it gets big enough to where you feel comfortable, then you can put it in dirt. When you first put it in the dirt, just make sure the dirt is very well moisturized, and probably for like the first couple of weeks, you're going to water it. You know, you're going to give it about that fourth cup of water every 2 to 3 days, just so that it can start to get used to not being immersed in water, right? So it can start adjusting to getting its nutrients through the soil and not just strictly off of the water. And then, once you see that it's doing fine, then you can go ahead and you can either give it a nice little amount of water once a week, or every 2 or 3 days, just give it just enough water that you know that those roots got wet. Now the roots in the aloe plant they don't grow long like the bamboo plant. I really can't show you how short they are, but let's see. Like this bamboo, for instance, this was actually a lucky bamboo. Your roots will not get like this on the aloe. Like maybe the mother plant, the roots might look this long now, but you don't get a lot of roots like this with the aloe. You get like 2 or 3 large like tap roots, and that's pretty much it. Um, so it doesn't really take a lot of dirt or a big pot. That's how I'm able to have that size plant still in that pot. And it does do better like in a ceramic pot, or um, to me, yeah, I'm just gonna say it does better in a ceramic pot once it gets to be a certain size. And I can't really show you other than what you can see, if y'all can see that far. The Purple Heart. This whole table is Purple Heart plant. So if you don't know what the Purple Heart plant looks like, let me see if I have a small one that I can show you. Because I got plants all over here, so let me see. So this is the Purple Heart plant, and it grows like viney, like pothos, and it too can live in dry dirt. I don't know how these plants survive in dry dirt, but if this piece was to break off here right now, I could literally just take it and stick it in some dirt, and I will come back in a week and it'll have roots into the dirt. Didn't water the dirt at all, but it will still be living and it will survive. Um, it does give you flowers, but it only does it during like late spring in the summer, and it's like a 24-hour bloom. So you'll get this flower to you'll see it start to open up by sunset. It'll open up, and then by the end of the day, it'll close up. But then the next day, you'll have a whole another bloom, and it's like only like a couple of the leaves on a whole plant is going to give you the flowers. You're not going to get them like all over the plant, but every time a little piece breaks off, because they start out so thin, but as they continue to grow, they become thicker like this in purple. This is so super long, like it's wraps around, but just to give you an idea, you can see that. I know there's a glare with the light, but that is an extension from here. this is the actual pot right here. So it's extending and it's wrapping all the way around. And I actually have two pots of water where like so it grew so long and then like it'll start getting nodes along the shaft and those nodes will produce like new branches, new extensions. But you can, if you take one of those nodes, like if I had water here and I put this part in water, it'll start rooting from right here. So that's what I kind of did on this side over here. One of the extensions that grew out, it started getting a lot of nodes and they were like they were busting out. So I filled the thing up with some water, put it close to it, and then next thing I knew, I had roots in the water. So this pot and this water here really can't be separated. Like I have to do a lot when I'm changing the water and mixing and moving it around because it's like part of the plant. The plant is being fed water through one of the extensions as well as I only water it maybe like once every week and a half, I would say. Because I know it's getting water from another source. Can't really see that far, but this is my one that has grown a flower. I have two branches like this over here that flower. I don't want to break it because it would break kind of easy to keep messing with it. But let me put this back. And then I have the pothos. So my pothos is it's just resilient. Um, this started out just as like a little branch broken off of the main pothos, which you can see right here. It's right here, but its branches are going all the way up there to the aloe. It's hanging down there. Here's one extended out here. And it's like dropped all the way down here. We can see that the pothos is pothosing. But anyway, this is one of the branches that broke off, and I do a lot of hydroponics. Put her down in some water with my smoothie. And these are my roots from that pothos. But this was actually two different pieces. And the cool thing about this pothos is like I could put this in dirt right now, but I got a couple that are already in dirt, and then I have a couple that are in water. So I'm doing like the hydroponic thing as well as your traditional planting as well. Ooh, got a little twisted. So the cool thing about this pothos is it grows heart-shaped leaves. So I don't know if you can tell. You can see, I'm trying to get in line of the camera. This light colored one right here. It's like heart shaped. I don't know if you can see. But anywho, it grows heart shaped leaves. So as I give pieces of this plant away, I always try to make sure that the ones that are given away are ones that have at least one heart shaped leaf on it. I think this one only has that one. The rest of them you can see are shaped like, how traditional leaves are shaped. Let me get her back in this water. But this might have started out as just one leaf. So the pothos When I say resilient. I like plants that are easy, which a lot of plants actually are once you know what they need and what it takes. It's easy. But a pothos, if a leaf, go to your friend's house or go somewhere. If you want a pothos and you don't have one and you see one somewhere, just snap a leaf off. Just make sure you get the stem, the leaf, and at least the stem on it. You don't need the whole branch. You just need literally the leaf with the little stem. Drop that baby in some water, and within less than a week, you will have roots sprouting from her. That's a promise. I would say the pothos and the snake plant have to be the two easiest plants to propagate, and you can just make more. Show you an example. The one that was just a leaf. This is an onion, yellow onion. But if you can see, let's see if I can get the right angle. You see all these little leaves, but there's one big leaf right here. I don't think you can see it that well, but you can see right there. That's one big leaf. This was one big leaf. I put it in some water. It started growing roots. And then within, I would say, 2 weeks, this whole little bush started sprouting up from it. So, like I said, literally to propagate a pothos, all you need is one leaf and just the stem attached to that leaf. So, and it grows so fast. This onion, it's just in here just to grow. I did have like a whole separate plant of green onions, but once I actually like used all that I had, I kind of just didn't grow anymore. And then like randomly, a couple weeks ago, um, we bought some green onions from the supermarket, and you know the green onions come with the roots on them when you get them from the supermarket. No matter how long the green onion stays in the refrigerator, as long as it doesn't get frozen, but no matter how long it stays in the refrigerator, whenever you're ready, take it out and put it in some water, and it's going to start growing. Onions are very easy to grow. Um, but yeah, sometimes when you get seeds, just pop them, see what happens, because at some point, our own food is going to be the only thing that we have to survive off of. And the way I see it, any day could be the last day for us going to a supermarket. And you don't want to be that person out there trying to look to your neighbor for food. You want to be able to grow your food yourself. You want to be able to be sustainable yourself. You're not going to want to rely on anything. Our ancestors didn't rely on anyone but themselves. I don't care who your ancestors were, what ethnicity, race, or whatever they were. 100, 200 years ago, everybody was growing their own food. Everybody was a farmer. You didn't just have a niche in growing and have a niche in farming. Certain things everybody did because you had to do these things for yourself. And only the super, super, super wealthy were paying other people to do it. But even still, the majority knew how to do a lot of these things for themselves. Everybody built their own homes. Everybody did their own maintenance, their own self care. All of the jobs that are service jobs today, those trades, people did those things for themselves. And with the way the world is, it's gonna come back to that, either by force or by choice. But if you want to save money and be sustainable for longevity with the rising cost of food and everything else in this economy, if you haven't learned already, start learning how to grow your own. And you can start practicing again. Pothos, an aloe plant, heart plant, and what else do I have? And a snake plant. Those are the easiest plants to grow on your own, where you can propagate them with just water and just a leaf, just a cutting off of a leaf. And through learning how to care for those plants, you'll learn to understand more how other plants grow, and it'll, give you some encouragement to start working with other things. I do have another aloe plant that I want to show you, but let me see if I can get to it. Now, this plant is actually came from the first set of pups that the mama gave us, and this one is almost bigger than the mom, but it's wrapped up here in this pothos. I do need to get it out because it needs to be repotted at some point. Yes. There's a lot going on over here in this plant corner. I don't know if you can see, this is all part of the pothos. Woo, made it out. Okay, here it is. Now look at this baby. Now you see how little this little pot is? Like, and I can see through the glass and you cannot see the roots at all because they're super short. But this one was just a little baby, a year ago. And in a year, and this is my first aloe pup from the mother plant that's actually produced a baby itself. So I'm assuming all the other ones that I've gotten, I'm really not sure if aloes have gender, male and female, but I do know that this big baby has given us a little baby. Now, this little baby started growing on this one before those 3 pups started growing on the mother plant. And we see how big those are. They are in more direct sunlight and they are in a bigger pot. So we're going to assume scientifically that that's why those pups grew big so fast like that. Whereas this aloe plant is almost just as big as its mama, but its pup isn't growing that big. So we're going to assume scientifically that that's because we have it in a smaller pot. But also scientifically, my assumption is that this grew so big so fast because it was in a smaller space. But once it grew a baby, the space is too small for it and the baby to both grow big. So this is taking all the juice and doing all the growing while it's slowly feeding the baby here. Now I don't see another one because generally the aloe will give you more than one pup at a time. But again, this is a very small, tight space. Um, Here you can see this leaf is dying. Must have got punctured or something. But to me, I feel like once when these little tips they get brown like that, cut them off, take them off. Don't leave them up there. Once you do, like the plant seals itself on the tip, and then it'll stop what it's doing, like drying up. Otherwise, it'll keep drying up and drying up all the way down, and then that leaf will die and it'll fall off. But I have noticed that whenever one is dying off on the bottom, that's because it's always a new one or two coming in the middle. So the new leaves grow in from the middle. Now, apple actually grows flowers. So I learned, but it says generally only the male ones will give you a flower, or it gives you a flower when it's not in distress, when it's comfortable, or something like that. Where it's at, um, it'll give you a flower. And the way this has spiraled out, based on my research, this is how it looks before it actually does give you some type of flower. But it's been looking like this for a while. You can see this is spiraled out, but the other one is all uniform. It's just going straight out like this. So I don't know. I don't know what caused this one to do the twisty and turny thing. I don't know if that's how you determine the male and female. I gotta, do a little more research on that. But yeah, my other aloe. So we're gonna put this one back. I feel like I'm gonna break something. I really don't do too much. Move it around. I don't. I don't really move the plants around too much. Only when I need to change the water, need to clean something up. But I try not to move them around too much because they're delicate, you know. And I had some curry. I was growing some curry that I actually got the plant from a garden up the street, but like within a week that thing died. So I'm assuming it must have been dying already when I got it. And I just never went back to the place. But whew, yes, you guys. Let's see what time is it. Let's see what time it is. So, anywho, hope you guys enjoyed the little plant time. And I'll probably be back on live later. Going to try this live streaming thing and see how that works out for me. Um, but yeah, any questions? Send me an email, comment, drop your channel. Make sure you subscribe. I will subscribe back to your channel. Watch a couple of your shorts and a video. Get you some views. And yeah, so peace out. Thank you all who did tap in and tune in. And I will see y'all later.